Hi, everybody, and welcome to our live stream video today. I'm Nicole Bulanda. I am the Customer Advocacy Program Manager at Rockwell Automation, and I'm going to be hosting a live interview today to share a little bit more about what you can expect to learn at ROKLive, specifically about FactoryTalk Hub and Design Studio. So if you're not familiar with ROKLive, a reminder that this event is happening pretty soon here, the second week of June, and it'll include everything that you knew from Rockwell Automation's Tech Ed event in the past, as well as the Plex Systems PowerPlex event. We have brought them together. And then there will be a few additional extra goodies as well. So make sure you join us in Orlando for this experience. It's going to be pretty cool. We're very excited about it. Today's topic will be all about the cloud, all about SaaS, software as a service, and like I mentioned a second ago, FactoryTalk Hub and FactoryTalk Design Studio. So here with me today are Adam Gregory, our software commercial leader, and Oliver Haya, Commercial Program Manager at Rockwell Automation. Thanks to both of you guys for joining us today. Really quickly, before we get into our very hard-hitting questions, I just wanted to thank everybody who's listening and get you engaged. So if you're listening to our live stream, what makes software feel modern to you? Put that down below in the chat. What makes software feel modern to you? And we'll circle back to that in a little bit here. So Adam, you are up first. Adam has over 20 years of software-focused expertise at Rockwell, and he is now part of our strategic programs team delivering cloud-based innovation to industrial automation. Adam, it's so nice to see you. Thank you for joining us. Are you excited for ROKLive?
Thanks, Nicole. I am very excited about getting to ROKLive and being able to share more about cloud and SaaS with our customers.
Excellent. Yeah. So not just more, but some of the first things that a lot of people will have seen, right? ROKLive will be the first time that many folks will even hear about FactoryTalk Design Studio. Can you tell us more about what it is and how is it ahead of its time?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. That'll be the first time, and I'm happy to talk more about it. So, as you know, we've been teasing a lot of expansion of FactoryTalk Hub, and that's where FactoryTalk Design Studio fits in. It's our largest organic cloud-native product to date, and beginning with controller programming, it's going to provide a modern design environment with multi-user collaboration and multi-controller project support. For that cloud native piece, that delivery enables us to maximize software as a service value. That means we're going to be able to take care of all the software patching and updates for you, so you're never going to have to worry about software maintenance. And the cloud provides all the scalability you're going to need to support whatever size project you're taking on. With our software-defined approach, you'll be able to build a project logically based on what it's doing, not where it's executing. That means all of your devices and controllers are going to be managed within that single project, making system development easier than ever before. And that's really what we're trying to focus on. So from the ground up, we're thinking about how to help people build and deliver systems faster and support all skill sets, from industrial automation veterans who think best in ladder or FBD to folks with computer science backgrounds who are looking for a more modern software development experience.
That's great. Thank you. So that's what you just said is actually what I was thinking here. This is based on best practices for development. It's really cool to see this come into play in the industrial space, right? Like how to build things in an agile way, in a scalable way, centralized. It's neat to hear this come to life. So tell me more about what makes this so modern. We keep saying modern. What makes this so modern?
Yeah, you're right. I know it's kind of a generic word, but really it's about recognizing how other software development workflows can be applied to our stuff, to industrial automation, and to help our users be more productive. So some of our current users are asking for more of an object-oriented programming experience, and that's what we'll be delivering by building FactoryTalk Smart Objects directly into the product. Smart objects are going to be reusable components. They can vary in size, and the whole goal of them is to build context into the controller itself so the rest of the system can just query that information instead of needing to build it from multiple sources. And we also recognize that users are looking to modernize their approach to library management. So we're integrating that into the product as well. Our integrated libraries will support our old friends like AOIs and UDTs, but now they'll also support FactoryTalk Smart Objects. Within a project, you'll be able to declare new definitions and manage how they're instantiated and inherited across the project. And additionally, into the future, you'll be able to create shared libraries. So you can reference those shared libraries of content in multiple different projects and manage that definition inheritance as well. The entire system then is built with an integrated version control system, Git, to provide version management of all those projects, libraries, objects, etc. And all that is built directly into the development environment. So you'll be able to see a project's entire change history, detailed comparisons, you can share changes with colleagues, and again, all of that is built on top of Git. And of course, with the cloud native delivery, that means users are always going to have the product available with just a web browser, whenever and wherever they need it.
That's awesome. Yeah. So web browser, of course, then whatever your device is too, you can potentially get in. That is really, really beneficial. Um, who's going to be paying attention to FactoryTalk Design Studio at ROKLive? Would this just be industrial automation developers, do you think?
Yeah, definitely for the industrial automation developers. And one of the main benefits to FactoryTalk Design Studio and really for FactoryTalk Hub overall is it's for multi-user collaboration. And I mean, that means that teams of all sizes can work on the same project simultaneously, and you can improve your design efficiency that way. But what it also means is that users of all different skill sets and backgrounds can work in the same environment. So yeah, it'll be industrial automation developers who are interested in that more modern take, like I was talking about previously, but it'll also be more of our traditional users. So as an example, we have a fully text-based backend in our project structure, and that's going to enable users to develop directly in text. But that code also renders dynamically into the graphical editor. That means that users who are more familiar with the graphical ladder diagrams, and that's where they're more comfortable, they can continue working in that environment, while simultaneously some of their colleagues may be more comfortable working in text. That text will render dynamically into ladders so they can both be working on the same thing, but using whichever editor suits their needs. Our
That is
goal is
very cool. Sorry to interrupt you. That's really cool. I'm thinking back to my days of when I was in elementary school. We had to build web pages, and the biggest problem that we had was our teachers didn't know like the different languages. And so we would all have to start all the way over and learn a different language. But that's so cool that whatever they are comfortable in, they can program right in that, and it all comes together centrally, it sounds like.
And Nicole, that's a great example because you were talking about that in elementary school, and
Yeah.
elementary school for me was more like the Oregon Trail. So, uh, but it's a great example though, because our goal is really to take the best of our current generation's programming experience in Studio 5000 Logix Designer and keep that familiar feel. But we recognize that a lot of people that are coming into the industry or who've been growing in the industry, they're looking for more of that modern software development approach. So maybe I would have been the old teacher, and you'd had to keep relearning new languages. But now we can each speak in whatever language we need. So I believe that innovative developers from all different backgrounds are going to be excited to see more about Design Studio at ROKLive.
Thank you, Adam. I'm excited about this. I just think the efficiency that's going to come out of this for our customers is huge. It's just huge. So much time saved, so many errors avoided because things are centralized. We all make mistakes, right? But to have this built right in where you can reuse stuff, you've got the libraries there. This is going to be a really big game changer. Super excited. Thank you so much for joining us today. And for those of you who are going to be at ROKLive, there is a session, PT30, stands for Products and Technology 30, and it's called Next Generation System Design. And that'll give you a deep dive of FactoryTalk Design Studio and also a demo, which is pretty cool because this is not available until the end of the year. So you'll get a chance to see it about 6 months before it is available for purchase. So pretty cool. So again, thanks so much, Adam. If you are just joining us, Adam shared all about FactoryTalk Hub and Design Studio, which will be key topics at ROKLive. We want to hear more from you guys who are tuning in. I asked at the beginning, what makes software feel modern to you? If you haven't had a chance to answer that, drop it below in the chat. What makes software feel modern to you? And then let's switch gears just a little bit, and we get to talk to Oliver Haya. Oliver has been pushing the boundaries of automation for 14 years. He's worked in machine safety, flexible manufacturing, industrial communications. Nowadays, he is helping managers with SaaS adoption at the edge and in the cloud. And Oliver, I would like to pick your brain about SaaS. Is that okay with you?
That sounds great. And thank you for having me here. I'm always excited to talk about SaaS.
Yes, we're glad to have you here. So, we have talked about Factory Talk Hub a little bit. We've mentioned it. We haven't really dug into what it is. Can you give me your elevator pitch? Can I buy a Factory Talk Hub today?
It's a great question. It's actually one that I get all the time. And FactoryTalkHub.com is the destination you're going to go to use all of your software as a service from Rockwell Automation and maybe our partners in the future as well. It's going to help you manage who has access to which kinds of software. It's going to be a new way to facilitate collaboration across a company. It's going to help machine builders and end users and system integrators all working together across the lifecycle of equipment. So there's a common sense of truth and knowledge and data for all of the parties that need to be involved with an equipment's lifecycle. Most of these services within FactoryTalk Hub, such as FactoryTalk Remote Access, that's a good example, they are available as a subscription. And it's also good to know that you can log into FactoryTalk Hub today with your My Rockwell credentials. Most people have them. Those are free to get. But we do have a few free services available to now. We're going to have some more services in the future that are available as a subscription. But the best part to remember is that FactoryTalkHub.com is where you go to use your software as a service.
Got it. So I cannot buy one today, but I have access to it if I want to go log in. Excellent. Great to know. And can you just repeat for us again, really quick, what's currently out there that folks can subscribe to? And we know more is coming, but what's currently out there?
Yep. So we have FactoryTalk Remote Access today. That's a great product for machine builders and system integrators to be able to log into equipment that's remotely deployed, and that's available as a subscription. And we also have another product available today that is available at no additional charge to Logix users. This one's called FactoryTalk Vault, and this is going to be a key part of Adam's Design Studio product as well, because Vault is going to be part of that revision control system that allows people to share and collaborate files across their company.
Excellent. So the vault is out there. You may access the vault. That's good to know. Thanks, Oliver. So you did say more to come, which of course I latch on to more to come. Do we have more SaaS offerings planned? Should all software be SaaS?
We have a lot more stuff coming as SaaS, but not everything is going to be SaaS. We recognize that SaaS is going to be huge for the kind of software that we want to provide, but we also see that everyone's at a different readiness level. Some companies are begging for it and some companies aren't real sure about it yet. We also know that not every software fits well as software as a service. For those reasons, we're going to continue to invest in our traditional software, our on-premise and local installation software, and we're starting to offer some of those traditional software packages as a service. Studio 5000 Logix Designer will be one example that later this year we'll be offering as a service. You can have it on your computer, and you can also have it through your web browser if you'd like. We're going to be investing in a lot of new software too, like FactoryTalk Design Studio. Software that wasn't feasible to do as an on-premise installation, something that only works when we start talking about software as a service in the cloud. And many of those new products are actually going to be announced at ROKLive. If you scour the session titles, you might see some of them. If you go to the show, you'll see a lot more of them. And we plan to launch many of them over the next year.
That's great. Thank you. Well, that makes me even more excited that I'll be at ROKLive, get to hear about some new stuff that's launching.
Yeah.
I heard you mention that some functionality just is really not feasible with an on-prem installation, but it is possible with SaaS. Can you elaborate a little bit more on that?
Yeah, there's a few things that are just a lot easier to do with SaaS. The first one that comes to mind is collaboration. I think we've all experienced this over the last few years, having to work more virtually, that good collaborative design tools can be really powerful. With software as a service, it's a lot easier to design that collaboration functionality right into the products as a part of their native function. Everyone that's meant to work together, wherever they are, whatever device they're on, all can share that single common concept of what the file is or the project that they're working on. And that really levels up what collaboration can mean, and it really changes the workflows. Another one is scalability. Being able to start small and go big is a challenge for a lot of software, and SaaS in the cloud makes it a lot easier to do that. It allows both the applications and the data to scale really nicely. One really tangible example of that is in digital design. Emulating a controller takes a lot of horsepower on your computer. If you want to emulate the controller and the machine that the controller is connected to, that's a much bigger computer. And if you want to start putting in multi-physics models like fluid flow in addition to discrete elements, that's a supercomputer. And the good news is that the cloud is built for that, even if your laptop isn't. And so we see that value add for automation software users really being only in software as a service in the cloud. And it's a lot of infrastructure that people can't afford normally, but the cloud makes it easy to scale that up. And so doing all of those things are going to be really helpful. And knowing that we can do it in the cloud, both more securely for intellectual property, reducing vulnerabilities, and making it cheaper to do those things is going to be powerful. Those are all big things. And the cheaper part's important. We have to be able to balance in a big way the idea of cost and performance and security, because security is it's a deal breaker. If you don't have it, you're not going to take it. And that's the part about the cloud that gets us really excited, is we see the cloud as being a more secure option than things that customers are building themselves, because we have a lot more people and a lot more resources devoted to it, and we can patch it and we can repair it faster when things do go wrong. And that's something that we're seeing across the industry. So between those items, the collaboration, the scalability, and then balancing cost and performance and security together, that's what gets me really excited about FactoryTalk Hub. It's what gets me excited about software as a service. And that's why I'm going to ROKLive to talk about it. I can't wait to share all of that with more people.
Awesome. Thank you, Oliver. I can't wait to see some of your sessions. I think it's fun, just like how naturally excited you are about these topics. They are interesting topics, but I could tell it's like you care about it and it's really fun. So if you guys are at ROKLive, make sure you go to PT28, which is cloud-based software as a service. Are you hosting that one, Oliver?
Yes, I'm co-hosting that with Leo Kilfoy, who is maybe even more excited about this than I am. So
it's going to be a great session. Just kidding. That's great. And then PT29, taking software to the cloud, is another great one to put on your schedule as well. In fact, if you're not really sure how to make your agenda for the event, Oliver, you were telling me before we jumped on here, 3 words that people can search. Do you remember which 3 words you told me?
They're the 3 words I live by: cloud, edge, and SaaS. SaaS.
Perfect. Thank you so much. So as you guys are building your agendas for the event, those are great terms to use for search when you're trying to pick which sessions to go to. Build a nice tight agenda for yourself. Fill up all the hours that you're there. We want to get you as full of knowledge as we can while we're down there in Orlando. Again, this event is happening in about 3 weeks. It's coming fast. So if you haven't signed up at all yet, make sure you do that first. You can go to our website and there's a big banner on the homepage to sign up. We'll also put it in our notes for this live stream. Make sure you're signed up. Make sure you're building your agenda. And thank you so much to Adam. Thank you to Oliver for your time today. Looking forward to hearing more about these FactoryTalk exciting things that are happening when we're at ROKLive. So thank you who have tuned in. We'll see you at the show in just a few weeks.